Good morning, good evening, friends. This is your friendly announcer. Did that yesterday. So I just wanted to cover a couple of points that I missed yesterday. I think it's the man flu thing. Obviously, you can hear it's going, and I'm sounding more high myself. But what I missed yesterday, I meant to mention about beat juggling. Okay, now. I know I mentioned in my Funky Flyer about it, but it's a real important one because Shan Duknut is taking some time out to do this, and he's even, I think, mashed up one of his needles. So I wanted to mention it, and this is kind of like a follow-on from my Funky Flyer yesterday, because I wanted to say also a very big thank you to each and every one of you that tuned in. Also, the Soul Syndicate that I mentioned as well, it was really nice of Peter P to pop in from the Soul Syndicate and basically say thanks for the support. There's a lot of love around the soul community, you know, whether you're DJing on another station, radio presenting elsewhere, anything like that, you know, it really does go to show how strong the soul community is and how big it is. And I think people have overlooked that, hence why the majority of the stations, I know, not very many, I think you'll find majority of the digital internet radio stations and even DAB are playing soul and funk, because it reaches a wider audience. And I think this was one of the things that Peter was making, that, you know, Time FM have scrapped the Soul Syndicate and are playing recorded shows that are not of the soul genre, which, you know, is an absolute shame, because Soul Syndicate, you know, I tuned in quite a few times to hear it, and it's nice to hear professional radio presenting in that way, not only on the web but also on the FM dial. So I wanted to say a big up to Peter and to the Soul Syndicate crew and to the Centreforce boys, because don't forget, people, this is where it all originated from, Centreforce, and then it became Centreforce Sessions on Time as well. So I just thought I'd mention that, because being a supporter of a long time, also kind of being in a bit of competition, even though Cruise was around before, we kind of, Centreforce actually made it more mainstream than we did, and that's the thing. It's a big up to the team. Yeah, they had a great team behind them too. So, one thing I was going to say about last night's show, the R&B, there was some absolutely banging beats that I couldn't play last night, and I'm absolutely gutted, because I had quite a few planned out for the show. Unfortunately, I went into waffle mode in the middle. But, that aside, what about those two tracks? What about that track from Black Zach and that wicked drop he did for me? What a wacky man. Absolutely awesome. And also, I've got to mention Mr. Shy. That was his new track, debuted, and it was literally fresh off of the master list. It literally just come off the being mastered. He contacted the record company. This was last night. He contacted the record company and said, will we be able to play it? And can I do them a drop? And they said yes. So that just goes to prove the power of radio. One, we're supporting new artists and existing artists with these great new tracks. It's an absolutely fantastic track. Look up Mr. Shy. Have a look for him on his Facebook page. Also do a Google search for Mr. Shy as well. He's got some fantastic collaborations coming up as well, not only within the US but also within Europe. It's well worth checking out, and I'm extremely honoured to play that on the show last night. Absolutely wicked track. The feedback from the guys was really good. So Mr. Shy, if you're listening, the feedback from the guys was awesome. They loved it. Very nice and smooth groove, fantastic vocals, and that's an absolute banger of a track, sir. So this was my Funky Flyer follow-up from yesterday. Wanted to thank each and every one of you. Not forgetting, we're going to get this beat juggling interview recorded, and also we've got, so next week I'm not in. I'm unfortunately in Doncaster, or wherever that is. Doncaster, that's it. I'm up there, up north, for the week, so unfortunately I'm unable to do my thing. But there is a rewind of the Lamar Thomas interview. It is well worth listening to, people. Seriously, if you don't want to listen to the whole show, tune in about halfway through, about 10 to 9, and you'll hear an insight into black music. And I'm serious, it really is a fantastic insight. And Lamar was kind enough to kind of share his thoughts around what's going on and so on as well. So you heard it from me, Marky P, did the interview, enjoyed it. The man is so full of soul, it is scary. And he wanted to share that with us. And we are very privileged to play that on Soul City Groove. So next week, tune in 8 till 10. And the interview is about 10 to 9 it will be, but you might have to tune in before that and listen to some of the good tunage I played anyway. Okay people, be there, be lucky, as JJ would say, and hope you get well soon, my brother. Get well soon, JJ. If I don't see you next week, I'll see you through the window.